Welcome to the Christian Life Coach Podcast. I'm Shanna, your Christian life coach. I help women who feel overwhelmed, stretched thin, or stuck in patterns that don't match the life God created them for. If you've ever felt that quiet tug, that sense that you were made for more than how you're living right now, that's not your imagination. That's your spirit craving alignment, peace, and purpose. Here, we start with identity. Because when you know who you are in Christ, you finally know how to show up. We talk renewed thoughts, simple habits, emotional resilience, and sustainable rhythms that help you stop surviving on scraps and start living with intention and courage. Jesus said, "You are salt and you are light." That means you were created to live differently and shine differently from the inside out. If you're ready to grow, to simplify, and to become the woman God designed you to be, you're in the right place. Life coaching is life changing, one renewed thought at a time. Let's do this together. Hello, and welcome to the Christian Life Coach Podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. And this is our final March episode of 2026. How is that even possible? Oh my goodness. And this month we are talking all about taking action. One of the biggest lies that we believe is if I really wanted it, I would just do it. But that's not how our brain works. Most of the things that move your life forward require effort, they require discomfort, they require us to do things that we don't feel like doing in the moment, right? Our brain is wired to resist discomfort. It is wired to resist us taking effort. Our brain is wired, sorry. As I taught earlier this month, the motivational triad, our brain is worried, oh my goodness, I can't talk today. Our brain is wired to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and and exert as little energy as possible. If you think the reason you are not taking action is because you lack motivation, you are working on solving the wrong problem. Your brain is wired to resist effort. So your brain operates again in the motivational triad. It's seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, conserving energy. And this worked great when our survival depended on conserving our energy so that we could run away from predators, from the enemy. But today, it creates problems because the things that we actually want to do to improve our life, to make things better, it it's often uncomfortable things. It takes extra effort. It doesn't feel good in the moment. It's not comfortable. It's not necessarily pleasurable to be doing in the moment. Again, exercising, planning, cleaning, doing things that we think are hard. Working towards long-term goals takes effort and energy and discomfort. We come up against resistance. We have all kinds of thoughts about the things that it's going to take in order to get there. And so our brain says, just skip today. We'll start again tomorrow. You deserve a break. And so many other things. I'm sure that you can think of so many other things that you have thought to talk yourself out of doing the thing that it's going to take to get you to where you want to be. And nothing has gone wrong. Your brain is just doing its job. Your brain is always trying to do three things: seek pleasure, avoid pain, and conserve energy. So when something feels uncomfortable, your brain will try to talk you out of it. So in order to override that motivational triad, that is, if you think about it, like the toddler brain, toddlers don't want to go to bed. Toddlers don't want to eat their vegetables sometimes. Toddlers don't want to stay out of the street. And our adult brain is like the mom who guides the toddler. So, in order to overcome that motivational triad default toddler brain, we engage our prefrontal cortex and our intentional brain, our higher level brain, our mom brain, to say, "Oh, I see what's happening here. It's okay. This is normal, and it's actually okay if we experience some discomfort. We don't have to be in pleasure every moment. It's actually going to lead to more pleasure when I do this uncomfortable thing. And I actually don't need to conserve my energy. I actually need to generate more energy. So I actually need to do the thing. I need to use the energy that I have, because if I'm storing it up, then the calories are just turning into, you know, more body weight. So, okay. So, all that to say, that was kind of like a mini teaching on the motivational triad. Now, I want to offer you 3 ways to get yourself to take the action that you actually do want to take. You have goals, you have things that you want to accomplish, you want to achieve specific, outcomes. And so, in order to do those things, to reach those goals, it takes action that you do consistently over time, right? So when it's time to do the thing, rather than focusing on, oh, it's time to get on the treadmill, it's going to be so miserable, I'm so comfy on my couch, I talk from experience, I don't want to get on the treadmill. Think about, so number one, when it's time to do the thing, think about how you're going to feel afterwards. Most people focus on how you're going to feel getting ready to do the thing, how it feels to do the thing. And before doing it, we don't want to do it. We don't feel like it. And like I said, I rarely feel like getting on the treadmill or changing my clothes, even changing my clothes to get on the treadmill or to go for a walk. I don't always feel motivated. I rarely feel motivated to get on the treadmill, to take a walk, to sit down and record a podcast episode. But I know from experience that I will feel so much better after I have done the thing. After the workout, I feel so proud of myself. I feel capable. I feel strong. I feel energized. I'm so proud of myself. And when I finish recording a podcast episode, same stuff. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so excited. I followed through. I'm I'm becoming and I'm developing more trustworthy, and I am developing more trust in myself. I am someone who keeps her word. I do what I say I'm going to do. Every time you follow through, you're building trust with yourself. So when your brain says, I don't feel like it, shift the question. Ask yourself, how will I feel after I do it? And again, I rarely want to get on the treadmill, but I know how I will feel afterwards. I will feel stronger. I will feel proud. I will feel like someone who keeps her word to herself. And every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you are building trust with yourself. So, number one is to think about how you're going to feel afterwards. Number two, to get yourself to do the thing is to remind yourself of why. Why am I doing this? When we forget why it matters, the actions feel pointless. Why would I even do that? So, this is why having a list of reasons matters. When motivation fades, which let's be honest, motivation is rare, your why brings you back to the purpose for doing it. And like I said, I like to have, and I encourage my clients to have a list of whys. I want to do this thing. Why does it matter? And the list can vary from superficial reasons to super, um, you know, I can't think of the word, huge reasons. And it's really important to have that list to remind yourself. Maybe your goal is related to health. I want to be healthy. You want energy. You want strength. You want to be active with your family. You want to be able to get up and down off the ground with your grandbaby. Maybe it's related to your calling. You want to show up for the work that God has given you. You want to be a good steward. Whatever your goal is, repeated, consistent action is what moves you forward toward the goal. So your why reminds you of why that effort is worth it, why it's worth it to change out of your comfy pajamas to get on the treadmill, why it's worth it to get up off the couch. I spend a lot of time on my couch, can you tell? Why it matters to clean out that drawer, to record the podcast, whatever it is. When you forget your why, the action feels pointless. Pointless. Your list of reasons reminds you why the effort is worth it. And the life that you say that you want is built through repeated, consistent action. So you want to remind yourself, how are you going to feel after you do the thing? You're going to want to remind yourself of why it's important. And you might need to like go down the list until you find the why that is going to get you to take action in that moment. Different whys will help at different points in time. So you want to have a great list of whys, update it periodically, keep it in the notes app in your phone or in a journal that you keep with you. Write your whys down every day to consistently remind yourself, why am I doing this? Why does this even matter? Why your why is so important. Okay, and then number 3, celebrate along the way. And this is something that so many of us skip. We move straight to the next task. Okay, check, I got that done. We achieve a goal, check, got that done. What's next? But celebration matters because it literally changes the chemistry in your brain. When you pause and acknowledge yourself for following through, when you create that moment of celebration, your brain releases dopamine. And dopamine is the neurotransmitter that drives motivation and repetition. It tells your brain that felt really good. Let's do it again. So celebrate the walk. Like, oh my word, I didn't want to do it and I did it and I feel amazing. Talk to yourself. I literally, for my coaching clients, I have pom poms because I want to demonstrate celebrating when we have a win. Celebrate shutting the computer on time to spend time with the family and closing work down for the day. Celebrate going for the walk, getting on the treadmill, cleaning out the drawer, saying no to yourself when you want to submit an Amazon order. And it's not about being prideful, it's not about being conceited, it's about reinforcing the actions that you want to take. And I like to think of it as confident humility. It's, I'm so thankful that I did this. I'm so thankful that I'm taking this action, that I am being consistent. I'm so thankful that I am learning how to trust myself. I'm so thankful. It's gratitude. It's not pride. And you, again, are reinforcing the behavior that you want to keep taking consistently. Celebration matters because it releases dopamine, and dopamine tells your brain, I liked that. Let's do that again. Let's keep doing that. So when you celebrate even the small wins, you're training your brain to want to repeat that behavior, to keep doing that same thing. And as Christian women, I assume that you are either a Christian or you are searching and wondering about God, because this is called the Christian Life Coach Podcast. As Christian women, we are not taking action. We are not doing things to prove ourselves worthy. And I will continue to remind us all of this because our worth is already secure in Christ. But we are called to be good stewards of what we've been given, stewards of our time, our bodies, our energy, our relationships, the life that God has entrusted to us. And consistent action is simply practicing being faithful in the small things, taking good care of my body, taking good care of my home, taking good care of my relationships, my finances, whatever it is. So pick one thing that you know that you want to do consistently in order to reach a goal. Like maybe it's getting on the treadmill. That was my thing this morning, or going for the walk, or cleaning the kitchen in the evening, whatever. It could be anything. So pick one thing that you know, like, okay, to become the person that I want to be, this is what I want to be doing consistently. And then apply these 3 strategies. How am I going to feel after it's done? Remind yourself of why it matters. And then celebrate when you follow through. And practice doing these 3 things consistently, and you will find that you are more consistently taking the action that you want to be taking. So you don't have to change your life all at one time, and it doesn't take motivation to do anything. You change your life through thousands of little decisions and actions that you take. Remember to start where you're at, commit to what you're willing to do consistently, and then do it from a place of love. And don't forget that life coaching is life changing, one renewed thought at a time. There are several resources in the show notes that you can check out if you are considering hiring a life coach. Go click on the link and schedule a right fit call, and I would love to talk to you about that. Thank you so much for being here, and come back next week.